Welcome back to my channel, Dr. Rajiv Sikroria Talks. In today's lecture, we will discuss about the pricing and output under the perfect market conditions. So the objectives of today's lecture are understanding perfect market and difference between pure market and the perfect market. Then to understand the pricing under pricing decisions under perfect market. So pricing and output decisions will be studied under perfect market. Then next one will be to develop the basic concepts related to average revenue, average cost, marginal revenue, marginal cost and output. And finally, we will deal with the pricing under perfect competition. So let's start. So actually, we are more interested in the market, and in a market, we will deal here with perfect market and the pure market. So actually, every consumer is requiring to go in a market, and he like to go in a different forms of the market. So theoretically, it is all about the different types of the market. Where in the previous lecture, I have dealt with the types of the market and the structure of market. Now, in this, the perfect market is a condition whereby the large number of buyers and sellers are there, and they are meeting to infinite. So infinity is the area whereby the buyers and sellers are there. So the buyers and sellers are too much. That's why they are infinite. And the the curve will be horizontal in nature, and the on the y-axis we have taken the prices, and on the x-axis we have taken the output. So the second condition for the perfect market is that the products are homogeneous in nature. That is, the products are standardized, so all the products are alike and there is no difference at all. And the next one is the perfect knowledge about the product. So in the market, the consumers have the perfect knowledge and the perfect information related to the products. That is, where the product is available, at what price the product is available, and who is selling, and what are the characteristics of the product. So that is known to each and every consumer and sellers. Next characteristic or the nature of the perfect market is that it is having the uniform pricing. So the products are having the uniform price, means they have the same price. So if you want to purchase one product, the price will be same. If you want to purchase more product, that will be multiplied with the unit price. So there will be no change in the pricing, even the consumer want to purchase in a bulk. Next one is the perfect mobility of the factors of production, which says that every factor in the perfect market is mobile. So any factor can be moved from one place to another. There is no restriction at all. So land, labor, capital and entrepreneurship, each and every factor is considered to be perfectly mobile. Next one is the absence of transportation cost. So since all the market in each and every place the product is similar, and are being sold at the same prices, so there is no question of transportation. So if you will sell the product at different market, so unnecessarily who will bear the marketing cost or who will bear the transportation cost. That's why the absence of the transportation cost is very important characteristic of the perfect market. Free entry and free exit. So any firm is able to enter, and any firm can go at its own base. There is no legal restriction, and the market is not opposing any firm. Whenever the firm want to come, it can come, and whenever it want to exit from the market, it can easily move from the market. Now you will be willing to understand the difference between the perfect competition and the pure competition. Let's see. These are the conditions for the pure competition. So first condition is very large number of buyers and sellers. It is the condition which is matching with the perfect competition. So it is matching with the perfect competition. So in the perfect competition, we had a large number of buyers sellers, and in a pure competition too, we have the very large number of buyers and sellers. The condition is similar. Second condition of pure competition is the standardized product. Again, it is matching with the perfect competition. So standardized products or homogeneous products are similar. They are same. Then third one is the condition which is related to the pricing. Now the pricing under the perfect competition is governed by the market demand and supply forces, but in a pure competition the pricing will be governed by the consumer's demand. So seller is having no say in the pricing. And last condition of the pure competition is the low entry barrier. So in a pure competition where there is very low entry barrier. Now we have the example for the pure competition. So in a perfect competition, I say it is idealistic situation. We cannot find idealistic situation or the perfect market. But pure competition, other conditions of the perfect competition in the pure market is not existing. That's why we are having only the 4 conditions in a pure competition, and rest of the 3 conditions which we have dealt in the perfect competition is not here. Now the example here are the agricultural products. Agricultural products, in case of the crops, they are similar in nature, and although they have the variety differences, but virtually they are similar. And if there is no branding at all, then we can say that the product is homogeneous and it is matching with the pure competition condition, since the branding is not there. Once the branding is done, in that case it will be the product will not be alike, and the difference of the branding will be in our consideration. Now important thing is that who has characterized it, who has find it out. So the difference between the perfect competition and the pure competition was pointed out by Chamberlain. Actually, you will be having assumptions who is the price maker and who is the price taker under the perfect competition. So let's discuss. Hence, the answer for this question is the industry. Actually, the industry is the summation of the different firms working in that particular area. So, suppose we are talking about the shoe manufacturers. So, all the shoe manufacturers will be comprising the industry. Here, the price maker will be the industry. Reason behind that will be governed by the market demand and supply forces. So, here one important consideration has to be seen, that demand is the consumer's perspective and supply is the manufacturer's perspective. That's why the supply curve is upward sloping and it is positively sloped. That is, with the increase in the prices of the product, the supply of the product will increase, and vice versa. And the demand has been seen from the perspective of the consumer, and we have seen the relationship between the demand and the prices of the product. So we have seen that the industry is the price maker while the firm is the price taker. Firm will take the price which has been settled by the industry. Therefore, the price settler is the industry and the price taker is the firm. Price settler. So in the graph, it is evident that on the x-axis we have taken the output, and on the y-axis the price in the form of average revenue and the margin revenue has been shown. So on the left extreme panel we are having the industry curve, that is the demand and supply curve, and at the point where it is intersecting, that is the price which has been settled by the demand and supply forces, and in the curve it has been shown by the horizontal curve, and similar price has been taken by the firm which has been shown on the extreme right panel. Actually these graphs have been taken from the different websites. So the demand can be shown on the horizontal curve, which is represented as the D curve here, and there was the price of the product. The schedule for the relationship between total revenue, average revenue, marginal revenue and output under perfect market. So I have taken the units of product which has been represented by Q, and 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 7. These units will be sold in the market at the price. I have told the prices under the perfect competition are similar, they are not changeable. So the one product will be sold at the 10 rupee, even the 7th product will be sold at the 10 rupees. So there will be no bargaining at all, and this the total revenue can be calculated, that is TR, total revenue can be calculated by price multiplied by output. So 10, and second unit it will be sold out, it will be 20, then 30, then 40 respectively. Up to 7th unit we will get the 70 rupees. Now average revenue can be calculated by the total revenue upon output. So total revenue we have calculated 10, 20, 30, 40 respectively, and the output 1, 2, 3, 4, so that will be divided by the output respectively. So 10 by 1, so initially we don't have any average revenue. Gradually up to 70 unit we will see, we can find out that average revenue is similar to the prices of the products. That's why the AR is equal to P under the perfect competition, and it is very important to understand. It is a concept actually. Average revenue is equal to the price, and it is also the demand curve for the perfect market. Then marginal revenue can be calculated by total revenue n minus total revenue n minus 1. So this is the subtraction from the average revenue, total revenue, and that is 10 minus undefined value, so that will be undefined. Then 20 minus 10, 30 minus 20. Similarly we can calculate marginal revenue, which is equal to 10, 10, 10. So under perfect competition, AR is equal to MR. Here is a graphical representation for the perfect market. So we can see that on the y-axis the prices, that is average revenue, has been taken, and I have told also that AR is the price here. So demand curve, AR and prices are similar. So it is horizontal in nature, and we have seen that AR, MR was equal to each other and price was equal to each other. So actually this demand curve is actually the AR curve, it is also the MR curve, it is overlapping on each other. And on the OX axis we have taken the quantity demanded. Let's discuss about the profit maximization conditions under the perfect market. So actually these are the conditions not only applicable in the perfect market but also in all form of the market. So we have two order condition, first order condition and second order condition. So the first order condition says that average revenue should equal to the marginal revenue. Please note it, it is very important condition. Average revenue should be equal to marginal revenue. AR should be equal to MR. And second order condition says that marginal revenue curve must cut marginal cost curve must cut the marginal revenue curve from below. So again it is very important condition that marginal revenue should not only equal to MR, but it should also be marginal cost curve must cut the marginal revenue curve from below. So it's very important condition. If and these conditions are being fulfilled, only then the profit maximization condition can be said that has been established. Otherwise only one condition does not satisfy the profit maximization condition. Let's see from the graph. So the output has been plotted on the x-axis as usual, and the prices, that is average revenue and marginal revenue, has been shown on the y-axis. So from the graph we can see the demand curve is equal to the average revenue, and it is also equal to the marginal revenue. So first order condition is being fulfilled here. AR is equal to MR at this point where this ATC is the average cost. ATC is the average cost or average total cost. So AC should be touching, if AC is touching the demand curve, MR curve, it is the normal profit conditions. At this point there is no profit, no loss. So no loss, no profit situation has been shown here under the perfect competition. And the marginal cost curve, we can see at the 2 point it is intersecting at this point as well as at this point. So at this point the marginal cost curve is cutting the MR curve from above, and at this point the marginal revenue curve is being cut at the lower side. So MC is cutting from the lower side. So at what point the market condition for profit maximization is satisfied? At this point where the marginal cost is cutting the MR curve from below, and the first condition was the AR should equal to MR. So both conditions are being satisfied here, and the firm is getting the normal profit, that is no profit, no loss. You must be curious about the supernormal profit under perfect market or perfect competition. So we can see that on the extreme left we have the demand supply curve for the industry. So here the demand and supply curve is as usual, and this is the price maker. The industry is the price maker, that we have already discussed, and same price has been extended to the firm. This is the firm curve, and AR is equal to MR, the perfect market condition, first order condition. Here we can see and the average cost is this. ATC has been shown like this, ATC or average cost here. So average cost is below the revenue, so the revenue is more, average revenue is more, and the average cost is less. We can understand that is the profit condition, whereby the cost is less and the prices or the average revenue is more. So at this point we can see the marginal cost is cutting the AR curve from below. So at point A we can see the equilibrium condition for the perfect market. So at point A, the this will be extended to the vertical line, and the cube is the output decided by the firm. And we can see the shaded region whereby this average cost has been touching this line, and this will be the cost. See, this is the cost and it is the price. So cost is less than the price, and the shaded region shows the supernormal profit under the perfect market. Now there may be the situation of the loss under the perfect market, and this case the average cost ATC curve should be above this price. So this can be drawn like this, above from this, and marginal cost may be cutting. So the shaded region whatever will be there, that will be the loss under the perfect market. So thank you for watching this channel and the video. Keep subscribing, and you will be updated with the new videos, and please suggest me on what topic you want to have the videos. So take care.